Yo, 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 yo! Welcome to the Good Facts podcast series, powered by DGF Agency and hosted by me, myself, and I, Duarte Figueira, also known as Duda. The Good Facts is all about the facts that I really care for, straight from me to you. Everything that I care about in terms of music, media, food, sports, video games, and whatever else comes out of my mind during the week. But yeah, last week's episode was awesome for me. It was my first one, so I was really excited about it. I showed it and I shared it with a couple of people that I wanted to have a glimpse of this for the first time. And everybody was really supportive about what I've done. And they just want to hear more. They just want me to keep going, and that's what I'm going to do. The main feedback that I got, my friend Ben, my mentor Ben, told me that he wanted more content. He wants more geeky stuff, more nerdy stuff. I totally understand him because that will be the same type of stuff that I'll be looking for when I search podcasts like this. I want to hear the stuff that us talk about, like us industry professionals and stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna express a little bit more about my feelings and my opinion about stuff, because I didn't really talk that much about DJ Khaled. I just gave a glimpse about him and the keys to success and the Major Key album. But I can tell you that he's already on the road with Beyonce and things are going awesome with him. Check him on Snapchat. Yeah, and now I have everything. I have my podcast in all platforms possible, from what I've understood in the podcast world, which are the iTunes RSS feed. It's also on Stitcher, also on TuneIn, and you can check it on SoundCloud, because that's where I'm going to post it all the time, because I like the fact that you can comment on the areas. Like, for example, my homie Crepin, he just did a comment by the end of the podcast, like cheering me and saying like, yo, go do this and stuff. And I like that because I can see them like actually on the area that you have your opinion or you want to comment. And yeah, I encourage you again, guys, like to comment on my stuff and like let me know if you don't agree with me, or if you agree, or if you have a different opinion about it, or if you have something you want to input. Just feel free to reach out to me and like post anything. Use the hashtag DaGoodFacts. Go on Twitter, DaGoodFacts, and tag and hashtag DaGoodFacts, and we'll check that. But yeah, it was pretty awesome for first podcast, and let's now move to the episode 2. But yeah, welcome to episode 2. You guys already know what is it all about, because you read the title or you checked the thumbnail. So yeah, today it's all about the views, or the views from the Siiiix. I don't really know. Drake's new album that came out last week. And also today is about, in my opinion, the song of the year so far, Richie Campbell's Do You Know Wrong, which came out May 4th. So yeah, let's start talking about the most expected album of the year, Views from the Siiiix, or Views. The name was shortened to Views 2 days before the album came out. So yeah, it's Views. Drake represents himself on the top of the one of the Toronto's most known building, like viewing the city. So it's the view that he has from Toronto, it's the view that he has from his hometown. So the album is about the city, actual Toronto and Canada. As Drake has said, and as you can understand throughout the album, if you listen to it, if you listen to the details of the songs, the album is separated by seasons. It starts with winter, which the first track is Keep the Family Close, and you can even hear the wind blowing and stuff. Then it goes to summer on Controller, and then the summer ends on track 17, Summer's Over Interlude. And there's 2 more tracks that are new, and then there's Outline Link. And yeah, the album is separated by three different sections. My relationship with Drake's albums is pretty strange. I'm a big fan of Drake's music, but mostly I'm a fan of the different type of sounds that he brings to the table. When he does something different, not the regular hip hop, rap, or R&B track, when he brings out a different element, different sounds and different collaborators and features. That's what I like about Drake. That's what I love to hear him on, because I know he can nail rap tracks. He can nail R&B tracks. I want him to show that he can get out of his comfort zone and do awesome music. And he has been doing that since Take Care and Nothing Was the Same, and If You're Reading This It's Too Late, and The Thing with Future. I was always expecting for something different, and he delivered. It actually delivered. The main reference for me is the song on Nothing Was the Same, Hold On. That song was kind of like, whoa, what is this? This is so different, so not expected of Drake. And then when you go search and dig a little bit more, Drake has been doing those type of stuff. He always has that type of different song on each album. When it comes to the views, I can say that there's a lot of the old Drake on this one. Really and truly, it caught me a little bit out of guard, because I was expecting him to like step up the game, but I understand him in a sense because he's representing the city, and the city is kind of established as it is, even though it's a multicultural city as Toronto is. The city has its own sound and own way of seeing stuff, so he couldn't really go out of that scope, even though he brought up some awesome music, some great tracks, and some great collaborations and great production. And a huge reference, in my opinion, for that is actually the first track, Keep the Family Close. 40 and Drake did an excellent job on this song. It's one of my favorite songs off the album. The big band aspect, the live instruments, the whole essence of the song. This song made me like, okay, let me get ready for what's coming. Let me sit down, get on the right position and get ready for what's coming. Because this song really warmed me up for what was coming for the rest of the album. And for me, one of the biggest references on this track is this particular drop that they developed. Like, it's so embracing and so strong. Listen to it. Tell me not to trust people like you. How you supposed to figure out what I'm going through? And yeah, this for me, like when I heard this for the first time, I was like, what? You're gonna kill me like this on the first track? I really enjoyed this. This was an awesome reference and a great production. And then we get to the first actual, like, we can call it like first songs. 9 for me is a good representation of what he feels about the vibe in the city of Toronto. He talks a lot about what is going on there, his personal issues, beefs, and stuff that was going on in the actual city of Toronto. And I really love the metaphor that he uses of turning the 6 upside down. It's a 9 now. The 6, for those who don't know, it's actual Toronto in Canada. So he's saying like, I'm gonna turn this around and turn it into a 9. Like, and the song is called 9. Pretty good song. Pretty awesome to have it on this album. But in my opinion, it doesn't stand out. And that's a problem for me with this album. With the next songs, like for example, You With Me and Hype and Redemption. They're dope tracks, and but they just don't. They're just more of the same, if you know what I mean. It's just more of what Drake has used us to. And although I respect that, and I really respect the fact that he came out again and put some great tracks together, as I said, my first premises about Drake's albums is I expect something new. And of course, he couldn't just put 10 different songs on it and like with different styles on it. He also had to feed the people that are used to his style. I don't know, these songs kind of like feel like they were just fillers in a sense. Not nine for example, but You and Me and Redemption are fillers for me, and Hype are fillers for me. But then when we come to the different ones, the ones that stand out for me, like just on this first section, because I'm gonna call this first section between track 1 and track 10 the first winter. I can say that, of course, Keep the Family Close, the first track, is such a different one and such a great approach to production and big band sound. And then Feel No Ways is an awesome track too. It's different. It's different. It's out of this supposed scope of rap and hip hop. He brings out this element of old Casio synthesizers and drum machines, which is really appealing to me. And it's different, but the song doesn't really stand out inside of the album. It's just a good song to be here. It's a good development song. Then Western Road Flows. It's cool the way that the EU sampling here and this production. It's cool. It's a legit track. I feel the Laura Neal on him here, and the Eric Badu side of him, the soul side. But yeah, those are the most different ones in my opinion in this particular section. And then, of course, With You. It's definitely the top different one in this section. Like the beat is so different. Parties Next Door approach is totally different too. But the song doesn't have. I don't see a market for this type of song, and I don't see a niche listening to this. Like, I don't imagine myself listening to this anywhere. Like driving, I probably listen to this in the gym or something, but I don't see any other purposes for this because normally songs, they're supposed to be a background to your day-to-day life, and a lot of them here on the album do that job, but this one in my opinion doesn't. Then we step up to one song here that for me doesn't make any sense, which is Faithful with Pimp C and DVSN. Although he had to put DVSN on this album because it's one of OVO signed artists. The Pimp C collab for me doesn't make any sense. Like it doesn't actually fit the song, doesn't fit the lyrics, doesn't fit what Drake is saying. And in my opinion, Drake and 40 just started on putting Pimp C here just to get some industry credit and respect. You know what I mean? It's just like, let's have a old guy here and just like spice up the song and so, but it's not a song it's not like one of those songs that I open iTunes and I go to views and I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna listen to Faithful. No, it's not. For me, Still Here, it's a pretty legit track too. It's an awesome concert track. Like if he plays this live, like he's gonna get a lot of energy when the beat drops. And the lyrics are easy. It's an easy melody. It's more of Drake, if you know what I mean. It's more of Drake's music. It's more of the same. But the lyrics and the flow are cool, even though they are more of the same. And yeah, until this track, Still Here, in my opinion, the lyrics were easy, relatable. Someone like us, who are not superstars or rappers, can definitely relate to them and will definitely say stuff like this. And it's pretty impressive, like to hear stuff like you look like that Chevrolet that looked like a Bentley, and the whole Cheesecake Factory thing. But yeah, I appreciated a lot what he did until this track, and it's good to show this cold side of Toronto. But I think some of the songs that are here could have been disposed and taken out of the album. And now it's when everything changes. Everything changes in the summer, as everybody knows. And the summer comes in Toronto, and Drake impersonates and demonstrates that with the track Controller, in which for me are one of the tracks that I'm most sad about. Mainly because I'm a huge dancehall fanatic and addicted and advocate, as some of you might know. But knowing for a fact that the song had a Popcorn verse on it, and when I opened the track list and I saw that like Popcorn was not there, but then Super Dupes from Black Chiny and Genius were on the back of the track producing it and stuff, I felt like, what did he do? Like, why did he take Popcorn? I hope he did something cool. And no, he didn't. Like, he decided to just take a snippet, a skit of one of Beanie Man's classics, randomly place it in the middle of the track, and then ask Beanie Man, which is known, who is known as the king of dancehall in Jamaica, to just drop, make a drop. I'm gonna show you this fuckery. Just make a drop by the end of the track. Just
this is the summer controller. Drake from Canada, Beanie Man from Jamaica. That one you murder.
Why? My question is just why. Like, the track didn't need this. You don't need Drake, really and truly. You don't need the Jamaican respect. And I'm gonna tell you, like, Jamaican people will look up to this because you representing the country and you're showing the country's culture and music. But I think in a sense was just like, let me get some credit on this song and let me say that this is a legit dancehall track. So let me call the dancehall king. Beanie Man, can you give me a little bit of one of your old songs, one of your old hits, and just record me a drop so I can put it on this thing? Yeah man, go and do that fast and clear. Zaga, like, I don't really understand. And also Popcorn out of it, it kind of destroys the song for me because Popcorn really did an awesome job on it. I don't understand why it's out. Like, I probably understand why Jay-Z and Kanye are not on Pop Style. Some label issues or something like that. But Popcorn is not a major artist. He's signed to some labels, but I don't see Popcorn having a verse on the album being an issue. Probably Popcorn asked Drake for a little extra money and Drake didn't enjoy that. But then when you hear what song is it? There's another song on the album where he puts a actual Popcorn a Popcorn skit on it from a song called Love You Bad. But enough on Controller. I already said everything that I wanted to say about it. Let's step for me one of the tracks of the album, and for me, in my opinion, the summer hit. This song is gonna continue playing. If they keep pushing this song is gonna get major recognition, which is One Dance. Some people were saying bad things about it, about like the voice recording of Wizkid and Kyla not fit. I don't agree. I think this song it's a instant hit. It's the type of stuff that I look for on Drake's albums. This is what I expect from it. Like Hold On was. This is for me a reference on the album. I gotta play it now. Like the way they steps in, the mix of Latin sounds here, Caribbean sounds here. This is, for me, this is what actually Toronto is about. The mix of cultures and stuff that I didn't feel on the other tracks of the first part of the album, the first winter. But yeah, awesome track, catchy, danceable. This stuff gonna be playing on every dancehall, on every club for the rest of the summer for sure. I can bet my money on it. Another track that, in my opinion, doesn't really fit this album is Grammys. For me, it's just a lost track from the project that Drake did with Future. The song just never came out. I think they were actually waiting on getting a Grammy from it, so they should just hold down the song and just like, if we win a Grammy, we put this somewhere, bro. But it's a good song. It's a good hype song. I don't think it fits the theme here on this section of the album, but I'll explain that out later. But yeah, the next song after that is Child's Play. For me, that's the type of track that any girl gonna love. Any girl gonna love this track because it's danceable. Really and truly, like, Issa is like, what does he say? He says, bounce it. Bounce. You know what I mean? Like, it's made for girls to dance. I imagine girls in the car listening to this. The lyrics are catchy. They're easy to understand. They're relatable. That's what I love about Drake too. He's really smart on the way that he develops the lyrics and makes people relate to them, because he talks about random and regular stuff that all of us experience in our day-to-day life. Here he's talking about the whole Cheesecake Factory thing. He's talking about the going to the mall and the Bugatti thing. It's awesome. It's awesome that he approaches that way, and he can make people resemble to it and relate to his music. And now we get to pop style. Pop style without the collab there loses the wow factor. Yeah, that's pretty it. Pretty much it. I don't know why that happened. From what I've understood, Drake and Kanye are really close. They actually live in the same neighborhood, and actually Kanye comes by his house and stuff and talks to his mom on a regular basis and stuff. So I don't really know what happened, but the song just loses the wow factor. It's a good song, but doesn't really stand out. And as I was saying, the pop style and Grammys don't really fit on this section. If you look at the track list and you kind of do a build up of the type of vibe that is on it, so Control is a dancehall track. One Dance is a dancehall with Latin taste on it. Then you have Child's Play that also calls girls to dance. And then for me, one of my favorite songs of the album, which is Too Good with Rihanna. The song is the type of it that you look in this type of collaborations that major artists do. In my opinion, the only thing that is lacking on the song is Rihanna's input. She could have like stepped in a little bit more after the second chorus that she gives the harmonies to. She could have like did a back to back with Drake on a verse. Like each one of them says a line, the other says another one. But it is what it is. The track is good. I really like it. It's one of those tracks that I come up to iTunes, I open views, and I be like, yeah, let me hear this song. And I play this song. You know what I mean? Like it's that type of song. And the beat is so well developed. Like it's a great collaboration track. Like and they nailed it. They nailed it. Then is Summer's Over interlude. Which for me, sadly, as Keep the Family Close, is not suitable for Mac speakers or anywhere else where people listen to music nowadays. This is the type of track that you have to be in the studio to experience it. And I'm gonna discuss that also on Richie's track and on another episode, which is the quality that we listen to music on. Even the Keep the Family Close, there's so much elements there that I can't listen. I can't hear them at all on my laptop, and that makes me really sad. But that's going to be something else to discuss. But the track is really good, and it's a great kind of like a chapter separator. It's a great interlude for the rest of the album, which is only 3 tracks. So the next part of the album, like the so-called Last Winter, where it turns around, it's only three tracks, and one of them, in my opinion, is not a winter track. But anyways, Fire and Desire is another go back to your ex Drake type of a track. It's just, you listen to that and you feel like, oh, let me go back to my ex. That's it. Call her or she call me. I don't know. It's just a lost relationship track that you trying to like chase or something like that. And I, in my opinion, I know girls will love this. This is the so-called penny dropper. But yeah, it's a good track. Nothing fancy about it. Like it's the common Drake track. Like it's that type of track when you're driving, coming back home from your homie's house, and you listen to this, you'll be like, should I call my girl, my ex? What the hell? But yeah. Anyways, then you have Views. For me, is one of the best references when it comes to hip hop tracks on this album. 40 did an awesome job sampling this, sampling the song that he used for this track, and Drake approached it really well. In a sense, it's more of the same that Drake has been doing, but in my opinion, this stands out as being more of the same. Also because of 40's production, but mostly because Drake approached it really well. Strong lyrics. I like the track. And then the last track, not last but not least, in which Drake calls it a bonus track in this album because he says it doesn't fit the album, but for some reason he was pushed to have it here. Is Hotline Bling, which was the song of the year in 2015. The first time, I can be honest with you guys, the first time that I heard it, I remember posting it on Snapchat and saying that this was going to be the next big thing. Like, I remember posting it, putting the whole like fire emojis on it, and Richie hit me back saying, "Bro, I totally agree. That song is so fire." And my homie Mighty Frogs Fragos also hit me back saying, "Bro, I also like that song a lot." 2 weeks after, the song was on the top charts. And I remember like the song made it just after Charged Up and Back to Back was the perfect ending to that beef with Nicki's boy. And I think was one of the best tracks to establish Drake in the music industry in the world. Like, this was the song after Hold On that placed Drake on the map. Everybody in the world knows Drake after this song. And that's why the song had to be on Views. So yeah, I already went through the whole tracks. This took a little bit longer than I expected, but anyways, I made this final evaluation segment in which I give a number to this album from 0 to 10. And in my opinion, this album gets a 7. Has some awesome tracks on it. As I said, Keep the Family Close. The ones that stand out to me. Feel No Ways, Western Road Flows, One Dance, Child's Play, Too Good. That's for me. For me, those are the big songs of the album. And 9. I can say 9 it's a good track. And Views too. And of course, Hotline Bling. So yeah, it's a wrap. This is the end of part 1 of episode 2. I ended up talking a little bit more about Drake's album. On the next part of this second episode, I'm gonna talk about the interview that he gave to Beats1 Radio with Zane Low. And also, I'm gonna have an exclusive interview with Richie on WhatsApp. It's the way that we connect. So yeah, guys, let's keep in touch. You already know, comment here on SoundCloud, press the like button, share with your peers if you feel they're gonna enjoy this. And yeah, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and get ready for the next part of this episode. Peace, love, unity, and respect. I'm out!